Welcome back. Well, the Edmonton Oilers are looking to turn the page tonight in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final.
We will have likely a lineup change. We haven't confirmed that. We haven't discussed that with our players yet, but there are some things that we've been thinking about.
Coach, not bringing a lot of energy to the interview. Hopefully the players do. The Oilers have had a few days to regroup after falling to the Panthers 6-1 in Game 3. Goalie Stuart Skinner was pulled from the game after the 5th goal, but it's not known if he'll be back in net tonight. Troy Stetcher will slot in the lineup, replacing defenseman John Klingberg. The Oilers are looking to avoid coming back home down 3-1. Canadian swimming sensation Summer McIntosh is continuing her tear of record-breaking races at the Canadian Swim Trials in Saanich.
So that world record mark, it stands at a 4:24.38. She has 10 meters to go, and she is reaching hard to the wall. McIntosh to the finish, and it is! She destroys it again.
Not sure what he said there to finish that clip, but yesterday the two-time Olympian took home top honors in the 400-meter individual medley event. She beat her own world record-setting time of 4 minutes and 24 seconds. She's only 18 years old, and she's the first swimmer to break 3 individual world records at one meet since Michael Phelps did it back in the 2008 Summer Olympics. Finally, Adam meets a Port Coquitlam man who has refused to let a life-changing injury stop him from creating. Now he's adapting his passion for art and his outlook for life in tonight's Sawatsky Sign-Off.
To appreciate where Ron Friesen is heading on the path of life, we need to rewind to when he was lying on a road lifeless, surrounded by strangers.
And you can't move, so all you see are feet, but you can hear them. And somebody said, "Is he dead?"
And when you're this close to death after a motorcycle accident, you can't help but think back on the life you've lived.
When cars still had steel dashboards, my mother was taking me to the art gallery.
For as long as he can recall, Ron's been painting pictures, taking photographs, and making music.
Something makes you feel something, and you want to express that feeling to someone else.
And if you ask him to express how it felt after the accident caused a debilitating spinal cord injury,
ouch,
Ron will tell you it's like flipping your canoe in the middle of a lake without a life jacket.
You can try and swim. You're going to look one way and see which way's closer, and you're going to try and make it.
And thanks to support from his healthcare workers and family members, Ron learned to do almost everything again, including walking. But making art again was different because of permanent nerve damage in his fingers.
It's frustrating, but it's the way it is.
He can't feel the buttons on his camera, the pain makes him struggle to strum his guitar, and he can't consistently control the paint on a canvas.
Making it go one way, and all of a sudden there's this little stitch.
But Ron is refusing to give up on his passions.
It's not going to get better because you're miserable about yourself.
But it can get better, Ron says, if you're determined to learn new ways of doing things.
And you stand back and you go, okay, I can work with that.
And rather than looking back, Ron is moving forward, along a path that may be unexpected, but in a direction that couldn't be more positive.
Rather than wish it wasn't the way it is, just be grateful for what you do have.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Port Coquitlam.
All right, great stuff as always. That's our newscast for the night. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Good night.